There's one question.
Скажите, пожалуйста, вы вчера говорили, что «я» — это обозначение, налагаемое умом. Вот это обозначение на что? Потому что чашка понятно, там писал на едочок на чашке прилепил. А вот когда обозначение налагаемое на ум, на тело с умом вообще, вот на чем это речь? И когда, допустим, тело погибает, уточнить. «Я» — это обозначение налагаемое ум на что? На тело с умом или вот на что-то еще?
Actually, the question is about me, and when we label our me, what is the basis for labeling? Because if we have a cup, then we can put label on this cup, and that's easy. But what is the basis for the labeling of me or I by our mind?
You mean the purpose?
What is the basis for labeling Dashi? What is it that we put the label on to?
Yeah. You can call I cup. And the base cup you can call I if you want. If you wish. You can call I on your shoes. There's a guy who's dumb, because there are many eyes and dumb. But that's not the valid base. That's not valid base. People who made the false money not produced by the government. People made false money because of I don't know what everything sells, but they make much everything sell. But then they find out later government doesn't accept. It's made by this group of persons. See, then people become illegal. So the person then get punished as a good court. So that means, otherwise you can cut lower newspapers, cut lower piece, and then you can call this all $1 billion. You can put in the bank, you can go shopping, you buy all the supermarket, you pay all this papers cut, bunch, and it says $1 billion, you buy all the supermarket. You do that. People won't accept. You can call it if you like, $1 billion, but they don't accept. As I mentioned yesterday, is the English language I, Tibetan then Russia, yeah? Yeah. I haven't gone yet. Yeah. What to say? But you see, I'm talking now into English, Well, see, the feeling, see, that's present into English, into Tibetan. So you can present the same feeling into a different language. So, see, aggregates the valid base that only that receives the label I. That's valid base. The others, though this, others don't receive that name. It's not valid base. They're not valid base. So that. This receives name head, and this receives name feet. So you don't call head to the feet, and this is feet, you don't call. In a different language, I think that sometimes the language like this, Bhutan or those earlier people, well, I don't know what I can remember, but Gongto is the egg, for the egg, Gongto. But for the Tibetan, Gongto is for the, what, I don't know what you call it in English. After testicle, the two things, Gongto. Testicle, yeah. So Gongto, Tibetan is Gongto. For the Bhutan, it's Gongto, it's the egg, to eat the egg. So sometimes that's different, sometimes it can be same word, but different meaning, like that. So, yeah, I mean, so anyway. So my question to you, what do you call leg, this one? What do you call leg, this one? And you call this a head. Why? Why not?
Ну, потому что мы уже приняли такое значение, причем все люди, и если всем договориться, тогда, конечно, можно, но если вот не договориться, то будет непонимание. И этот же язык, он создан для того, чтобы люди между собой общались и друг другу объясняли свои мысли. И вот все знают, что у меня это вот тут, а голова здесь, и поэтому вот в противном случае просто они не будут понимать друг друга. Поэтому есть разные языки, там по-разному называются, но в пределах языка все договорились, что называли это так, так, так и так.
Because we have a convention, because people decided that we call this head and this we call feet or foot, and unless we change the convention and decide that from now on we will call it in a different way, we won't be able to understand each other if we don't follow this convention, this decision that people made. And then there are different languages, of course, but inside one language there is one fixed convention of how we call what.
I didn't understand the last part.
So there are many languages, and in different languages we have different conventions, but inside one language there is a fixed idea how do we call each thing.
Yeah, that's right. So what is the original question is why the aggregate is called I? Is that the question?
What do we call I?
Huh?
What do we call I?
What?
What is the basis for labeling? What is the Dutcher or Dutch? Takshi? Takshi, what is the takshi? Takshi kind
The shape of the eye.
for eye, yeah.
The shape of the eye is, I mentioned many times. We have at the moment the 5 aggregates: aggregate form, feeling, cognition, compound aggregates, consciousness. So that's takshi. And the takshi is the eye. What's the label on that? Takshi. Takshi and taxi. Yeah. So, sorry. All right. Yeah. Yatin, Kasburi. So I didn't finish one part. I'm using this example. I'll see how, this came from the mind, came from your mind. I explained that. Using that example, then how the I and everything came from the mind. So, to this example, then all the rest, how it came from your mind. How your world came from your mind. So, that's a good idea. Not just get stuck here, nothing else, not others. All others real, came from, exist from inside, not came from mind, only this came from mind, not like that. This is an example to understand all the rest. It came from mind. Your world came from your mind. So beginning, you see, teacher wrote this line on the blackboard. I asked the last letter syllable, so I want to sure. Because I asked, I wanted to write in the Russian, so the form, the dakshish, vegetable label to write here. Of course, so I know the label, I didn't know this, but I knew the label, so dakshish. So when the teacher wrote this, you see, when the teacher wrote to you, when you didn't know this is so when the teacher wrote this, you don't know this is and that time only you have appearance of this line, but you have no appearance that this is You see but you're not seeing this is So, sorry, you are not seeing because Because you are not taught yet by somebody this is ya. So you don't label with your mind, you don't label, by believing that, you don't label this is ya. So there's no, sorry. So there's no appearance of ya. You don't have appearance of ya. So because you don't have appearance of ya, this ya appearance of ya, you don't have it. So you don't see this ya that time. But you see just a line. Okay? So therefore, so now you can see, you are seeing ya came from your mind. You understand well. You have to really understand well. Then from there, your I came from your mind. Action, object, enlightenment, hell, you are enlightenment, you are hell, you are samsara, you are nirvana, you are happiness, their life, you are problems, their life, everything, your whole world, everything came from your mind. So you should understand, from this example, then you should understand all the rest. So that's the meditation. That's the meditation. You have to remember. Just coming here to this 2 days or 3 days, but you have to remember this, what you have learned. And this you have to remember. This is really very scientific. Not just religious faith, it's scientific. So you see, never, nothing to your mind, never came from your mind. There's from there, existing from outside, never came from your mind. That's totally wrong. That's totally proved, completely wrong idea. Proved, but logically. So you see, that belief, that happens, this belief, totally wrong, it proved. Just logically, how it came from your mind, truth. So see, but you see, when you don't think this looks like there's a ya from there existing, that's totally wrong. Completely wrong. And this is like, this is like flower. There's a flower in the sky. Flower growing in the sky. No earth, just flower growing in space. So you can't plant flower in the sky, in space. So you see. You see, you see, same as, you see, nobody can cut your horn. You don't have horn, so nobody can cut your horn. It's similar to this. So believing that you have no horn, but believing there's a horn. Believing you have a horn. You see, somebody can cut your horn. It's like that. Total wrong. Like there's no hair on the turtle's backside. There's no hair. But cutting the hair on the turtle's backside is like that. There's no hair. So exactly the same. They have billions of things. You see, wrong things. But exactly the same. Ya exists not coming from your mind. What you see, ya, not coming from your mind, but it's come from our, never came from your mind, come from outside. That's totally wrong, proved. Huh? You see? So without telling somebody to do this ya, without your labeling it ya, then you don't have appearance. You don't have appearance. This is ya. You don't see this ya. No. Please listen to this. Dakshi, another discussion. Dakshi, Dakshi. Aggregates Dakshi, the best label. I is Dakshi. The thing which is labeled. Dakshi. Okay? So which one? So say so even from this you understand. Anything you see, anything, for example, well, let's give an example. Among the people, your mother, father coming among people. So, you see the father, mother, Dakshi first, or you see Dakshi first? Based on label, the aggregates. You see that first, or you see the Dakshi, the father, mother label first? Which one you see first? Even from that you can understand, come from the mind. Do know that this is from the side. So, you see among the people coming. So how can you recognize this is your father, this is your mother? So first, you see the appearance of the particular characteristics, shape, face. So the father, mother, how the face should look like. This is the body. So you see that. You see the base to be labeled Dakshi first. You see that first. By seeing that first, then also shape, but also give body to you, human body. That also see father, mother. So because seeing the particular characteristic base. Then that label comes. Says, oh, this is my mother, this is my father. Your mind merely impute. Your mind merely impute. Father, your mind merely impute. Mother. Oh, relating to this aggregate. Oh, like that, you see? You don't see father, mother before the aggregate. Before the base, Dakshi, before the base, before seeing base, you don't see father, mother. No, you don't see that. That base to be labeled, you don't see that. You know, you don't see that. There's no way. Except you'll tell lie, but see, no. So you see Dakshi first, best to be labeled first. Then that's what max to think, mind to label. You say father, mother, merely imputed. Relating to this base, the mind merely imputed. Merely imputed. By seeing the base, the mind merely imputed. This father, this mother, like that. Like that. So I is labeled by seeing the base aggregates. You see, only does function, eating food, because you see, so then depend on that, then I'm eating food. Because then that the aggregate body is laying down, aggregate body is laying down, so you think that? So you see that because of that, then thought think that, or aggregate body is laying down, so thought makes up labels, I am laying down. Merely impute, I laying down. So merely impute. And that, you see. So, yeah, all day long, consider all day long like this. Yeah, I mean, so aggregates is aggregates. Yeah, the mind couldn't sleep. I mean, sleep. So they see there's a base, so then you call I'm sleeping, or I mean you call like that. So all day long it is, from morning to night, 24 hours. Depends what body mind does, speech does. There's a base to be labeled, like shish. So then, depending on that, then all 24 hours, then back to the mind, I'm going to this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So mind is happy, I'm happy. Mind is unhappy, I'm unhappy. So like that. So 24 hours. I merely imputed, not only labeled, but I merely imputed by the mind, relating to the aggregates, what it does, what it experiences. So merely imputed by the mind. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm this, I'm that, merely imputed. That's the reality. So like that, from birth to the death, from this side, from birth to death. Again, depending on the base, the body, spirit, mind, what it does. And then you see, yeah, I'm talking, yeah, so many things. What the body does, what the mind does, what the spirit does. So I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That's merely imputed by the mind. 24 hours, from birth up to death. You see, you see, merely imputed by the mind. All that is merely, not only labeled, but merely imputed by the mind. It becomes very subtle. Prasangika's is a view, very subtle. Everything is merely imputed. I'm this, that, all merely imputed by the mind. So that's the reality. There's no real one. There's no, if you check, there's no real I, that the real action, real object, there's no real one doing it. That's hallucination. Total wrong hallucination. Existing from its own side, existing from outside, existing from its own side. Something real never exists. Doesn't exist in reality. So like that, from beginningless rebirth, Dakshi, what the body does, what mind does, So you see, from beginningless rebirth, then you see, up to now, up to enlightenment, when you see, past, present, future, depending on that, depending on what action it does, then I is merely imputed by the mind. Merely imputed by the mind, and action of I is merely imputed by the mind. Experience is merely imputed by the mind. Experience of I is merely imputed by the mind. I'm happy, I'm not happy, all that thing. So reality is that. There's no real I that experiencing real happiness, real suffering, there's such thing. Doing real action, real object, there's such thing. So from 24 hours like this, and from birth to death is like this. From beginning is birth up to now, up to enlightenment. Like this. Depending on that base, then merely imputed. Mind is merely imputed the I. The experience or the actions of the I is merely imputed by mind. So something unbelievable, most unbelievable subtle, what it is. Yes, extremely subtle. It is not that it does not exist, but it's like that. It's right down. It's very good for meditation. Must write down. Very good for meditation. It's very subtle meditation. If you can meditate that. So you see, many meditators in Tibet who don't have karma to understand even though talks emptiness, but don't understand karma, do not have karma to merit, do not have merit to understand how the I exists, how the I experience in mere name, how the I exists in mere name, how the I does action in mere name, create virtue in mere name, create non-virtue in mere name, experience suffering in mere name, experience happiness in mere name, experiencing enlightenment in mere name, experiencing hell in mere name. So that's in mere name. So subtle. What it is, what exists is very subtle. You see, the phenomena. You see that you have to have much merit, lucky person. You have to have much merit to understand that, to realize that, how the I exists. So that, see. So you don't have luck, much merit. So then difficult to even you chose emptiness the wrong way, or not complete emptiness, some part or something, whatever. However, other emptiness, you felt nihilism. No I exists. So the I is non-existence, so you felt nihilism. And then you see, it's difficult to, when your emptiness is nihilism, then it's difficult to come to the point of to realize the conventional truth, the truth for the absolute mind. You see, after absolute truth, realizing that, after talking about that, then you see, the conventional truth, you see, difficult to realize that. So you can't become contradiction. You're talking emptiness, but that becomes nihilism. So then you have nowhere to point out clearly how the I exists. So then when you come to the conventional truth, the I doesn't exist. So all that, you fall in nihilism. Either you fall in eternalism, I exist there. So I exist. So the most gross one, like Hindus have, they say I is permanent, Atma. Atma is the Hindu, the I permanent. So I is permanent, existing alone, existing with its own freedom. Without different parts, existing alone, without different cause conditions, and existing with its own freedom. And then existing, being self-sufficient, the Rangjita is there to us, self-sufficient. Without different aggregates, that self-sufficiency. And then Mandala school, Chitra Mantra, then you see I existing alone, without depending on substance, later on the seventh consciousness, Gunshinamshi, best of all, the Gunshinamshi. Substance, later on that, they experience out one object, one subject, the mind, UJ. So without depending on that, then the I exists alone. So it is also there. So when the I appears, so that extremely gross, then there's a wonderful school. Then Rangjupa, you see, to truly exist. Without mental labeling, the I truly exists. So it's also one appears to us, this wrong view is also there. Then, say Rangjupa believe that so Tantrika believes that I exist, from its own side, by its nature. I exist by its nature from its own side. There's a real I. There's a real I, but not completely, because it depends on the mind labeling, the Rangjupa. So that's the Rangjupa believe that is the correct view. But now what Rangjupa believe is the correct view, or exactly opposite the Tanjupa, or to realize that is empty, totally empty. You see, so very helpful to understand all those, the special Rangjupa view. Or then you understand exactly Prasangika. So Prasangika, or then you say, Rangjupa, there should be something from there, not yes, it's labeled by mind, but there should be something from the society. There should be something, something reality, something is the real form. Something, there's something should exist from the side. That is obstacle to realize Prasangika's view, emptiness. The correct emptiness, which is the kata. Only the wisdom realizing emptiness, that particular emptiness, that is the only one can eliminate the root of samsara. Oh, the concept I explained yesterday. Oh, that's just a concept, nothing big monster or something, big horns, very big eyes, fans out, like that. So your enemy, your root of all your problems, suffering is a concept. Oh, you see. After middle level die, then immediately projected hallucination, real eye. You see? Decorated real eye. Oh, then after that, concept, this is true. Wow, that one. That concept. That's the Mara, that is the great demon. Your great demon, your enemy, from where all the delusion can come out, from where all the oceans, suffering hell oceans, suffering of human being oceans, suffering of the Sura, animal, that one. So, wisdom realizing only the Prasangika view emptiness is the only one to eliminate, directly eliminate that concept, that ignorance, holding truth. That's the only one that we can eliminate, not others. Not other schools, the realization, the emptiness. No. So, you see, you have to understand. So I can tell you. So you see, I want to mention this. I talked also at economic those who are that teaching can remember that. So you see, now Savatandrika, even the I is labeled, had to be labeled by the mind. But yes, there's something, there should be something existing from inside. Other than that, there should be something from inside. Other than that, Prasangika, or that's the objective reputation. Objective reputation, gaccha. Or that you have to realize that. You have to realize that. Totally non-objectifying. You have to realize totally that is non-existent, non-objectifying. So anyway, then you realize the Prasangika's view of emptiness, or that this is the realization of emptiness. Otherwise, the end of the school, that's not the investigating emptiness that which can eliminate your root of samsara. That from beginningless rebirth, now in the future, until you become free from samsara. So all the sufferings come on the concept, the ignorance, or this in particular ignorance. Other schools of emptiness cannot eliminate. Only the realization of Prasangika's view of emptiness. Oh, that. So, sorry. So when you experience this, when you experience this, then you see, what appears to your mind is look like there is no I. Look like there is no I at all. That comes. Like total lost I. There's no I. It's not, it went somewhere through the window, through the door, not like that. Just there. From where the I appearing, you see, when you recognize this hallucination, this character, then suddenly, that's false. What you believe real, now false. Then suddenly cannot stay as it is. Cannot stay as it is dissolved. Shikpa. Not jigva, by cause comes to not jigva, but shikpa. I don't know the English dissolved. Like that. So great, big experience is an unbelievable shock. Because you've been believing this real I is really true, no? Not only 24 hours. From birth you have been believing. Not only that, from beginningless rebirth, this I appeared that way, real from there. So you've been believing the truth. It's 100% truth from beginningless rebirth. So now you recognize this is false. It's not that. It's false. It's a realized false. Oh, then they dissolve. Dissolve is not there. Oh, non-existent. Unbelievable shock. That's because you are believing, mind habituated in this wrong way. So incredible shock. So that's why even Bodhisattvas, raw Bodhisattvas, incredible shock. Have the intelligent Bodhisattvas, the unbelievable happiness. Unbelievable happiness. Then hairs stood up, tears come out, hairs stood up. Unbelievable happiness. The raw Bodhisattvas, raw intelligence, incredible fear. Like this. So I want to suggest that when this experience happens, so if you don't have a complete teaching received or started or from a teacher, from well-experienced teacher, then you see what happens. Then you think, oh, I might be falling. Oh, nihilism, because I don't exist. Oh, I might be falling nihilism. Oh, then you get worried. Oh, so worried. Oh, you see, this great danger happens. You might believe you are falling nihilism. Then once you try to stop that experience, but then they say, well, there's one time. This one time, you stand just about to see emptiness, truth. You see, then you blocked. The thing that's in your fallenism blocked. Oh, then I think for so many years, then again it doesn't come back the experience. You see, then this can happen. So then you see, then it takes so many years to realize emptiness. So therefore, what you should do is, you see, to go other side of the river, you have to cross the river. So you have to go through that experience. That is an I, no? Totally, that's an I. So you have to go through that experience. You have to go through that experience. Then, see, then what happens at the end? At the end, then you are able to see I existing in the mere name. Unbelievable subtle. Unbelievable subtle. So, in Tibet, there is somebody who suddenly realized somebody cutting the wood with a hammer, and then somehow the person has a lot of imprint to realize emptiness, a lot of purification, collective merits, and so strong root devotion. So seeing that Buddha. So then you see someone while cutting wood with the axe, then suddenly realize emptiness happened. And then somebody meditating, then suddenly saw emptiness, realized emptiness, Prasangika emptiness. So afraid, then trying to hold that Tonga, this name is Tonga, trying to hold this. So there's no I. So I'm so much afraid. So hold the Tonga, is he grabbing? So by grabbing Tonga, then he realized, so the I, not total, become non-existent. Exists in mere name. So I understand that I exist by grabbing Tonga. So that's, you see, So you have to go through that. Don't not stop. You have to go through that. You have to go through that. Then you see the kasure. Then you come to know how the I exists in man as a result. After you realize, to realize that, you have to realize the cause, the absolute truth. You see, correct one. Then a person gave you. Then you come to realize conventional truth. The I exists in man. Otherwise you there's so danger. So nothing clear, and so Lama Tsongkhapa said, a vase, Pumba vase. You check the vase, where the vase is on top, every part. This is not bad, this is not bad, this is not. In the bottom, there's nothing vase. So then you see nothing clear what the vase is. So then there is a tendency chita showing base. You fell down in the nihilism, destroying the dependent arising. Then the shibi chita showing that is due to the mistake. The last word are difficult to remember. Nawatan. Sorry. Due to not clarified, Nawatan, appearance and emptiness, something like that. So you see, not looking the truly vast, gakcha, left out the gakcha, truly vast, but just vast. There's nothing to find out, nothing clear. So then there's a tendency which is you're falling nihilism, destroying the dependent arising. The vast is dependent arising, you destroy that. You fall in nihilism. So if you fall in nihilism, it is said there's no vast. So sometimes I look for I, there's no I. Then you see, you create Nikatama like 100 million times. Kill people, 100 million times kill the person, like that. 100 million times person killed. Or negative karma. Like that. So it is said, why this experience has happened is because the object reputed the fourth eye. This experience proves that this truly I never exists. It shows that this never exists. It proves that. The great Lama, the Sapa, explained this. So this experience happened is because it's proven, we are not falling in nihilism, but proving that real I do not exist at all. To prove that this experience happened. Then you see, if you continue, then you come in middle way, middle view, Melan, devoid of eternalism and devoid of nihilism. Or the middle way, you come to realize middle way. So I, you come to see the I middle way. Oh, that's the completion or realization of the Prasangika. So, okay, sorry, I stop here. Okay, thank you very much, yeah. Okay. I'll go down.
Не расходитесь сейчас, потому что сейчас к нам придет тур Rinpoche, а у него сегодня день рождения. Так что мы можем сейчас подняться и встретить еще одну людей.
No, I'll just stand there. Oh, she's transferring. Oh, okay.
Пожалуйста, садитесь.
Yes. Good evening, dear brothers and sisters. I showed up unexpectedly, uninvited, and I hope that's okay. And but anyway, I think I'm here on behalf of all the Buddhists here to congratulate Lama Rinpoche, as well as the FPMT organization in Russia, and Lama Rinpoche's delegation for a successful program here in Russia, in particularly in the Republic of Kalmykia, where the money retreat was held in the beginning, from the beginning of October till the 20th of October. We had a wonderful turnout, We had over 500 guests coming from other regions of Russia. Many of them first time visiting Republic of Kalmykia. And not only visiting Kalmykia, but also seeing the most beautiful Buddhist temple, not only in Russia, but also in European territory. Many of you may wonder, who built it? That was me. I dedicated most of my life serving Buddha Dharma. It may seem that I've said that I'm the builder of that out of pride, but I don't take it as personal pride. I take it as the pride of all Buddhists of Russia. I usually say that we built it together. It's not me, it's we. We couldn't have achieved all the positive results without your support. And when I say support, of course support comes in many different forms. For us, what is the most important? It is the moral support and the spiritual support. Through years, it has been very difficult. Many challenges times in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and even today, we still face many challenges. But I'm an individual who's always optimistic. No matter what challenges there is, no matter how many hardships that we face, I truly believe that we can always overcome all the challenges and all the obstacles that we face in our daily life. It is important to be optimistic in today's time. If we are to complain every day how bad the situation is, how physically sick we are, how mentally challenging and emotionally difficult it is, how can we overcome? So therefore, this is where Buddha Dharma comes into action. What has Buddha taught us? Buddha has taught us, as all of you have heard over and over again, the very first fundamental teachings, which is the Four Noble Truths. The truth of suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the liberation. Buddha has given us a very clear path of how to overcome all the challenges and all the forms of sufferings. It's a matter of us putting it into action, putting it into practice. That's all that matters. Of course, the Buddhist philosophy and the wisdom of Buddha is like a vast ocean. So much information. The teachings of Buddha, which consist over 108 textbooks. The commentary of the Buddha's teachings, which is over 200 plus textbooks. And again, there's also commentaries of the commentaries by many of the great Nalanda masters, which is relevant even in today's time. Nalanda Monastic University existed many, many years ago, 9th, 10th century, and the teachings of those great Nalanda masters are even relevant in today's time. So I think I'm here to say a thank you to Rinpoche and as well as his delegation for making this wonderful event happen here in Russia, and also to helping us understand the vast knowledge and wisdom of Buddha Dharma. I've been, many of my friends usually criticize my approach. And the way that they criticize is by saying that Kalmykia belongs to you. Don't invite other lamas. That's your territory. You should lead. You should should not allow other lamas and other teachers to come. I disagree with that. Because I always compare everything to food and drinks, you know. I always tell people, not everybody likes black tea. There's some people that like jasmine tea, there's some people that like green tea, there's some people that like fruit tea. It's still tea, but it's a different flavor. Therefore, by inviting various lamas from various traditions, though we are all followers of Lord Buddha, we are all disciples of Buddha, but we choose different methods, different techniques, different approaches. So I want to give that choice to people. I don't care if they're from Kagyu lineage, Nyingma lineage, Sangha lineage, Kagyu lineage, it doesn't matter. We are all followers of Buddha. And these different approaches, it gives us, I give the choice to the people to choose which path they want to take. So therefore, I invite not only monks, but also non-monks as well, and from different nationalities, different countries, different philosophical views. And I think we have succeeded in a way to give people that variety. Here and also in Moscow, again, many of my friends say, this is your territory. Again, you should leave. Moscow is a very big city. It's one of the biggest and most beautiful cities in the world. Surprisingly, many people find that very surprising that I say that, because I've been living in Moscow for the last 5 years. Slowly, I'm becoming to enjoy living in Moscow. I mean, there is some challenges. One thing that I don't like is the traffic, of course. But besides that, you know, I love taking the metro. I love taking the bus. I love looking at people and wondering, are they happy? If I see a suffering, I can pray. I can talk. I can go to a cafe and make friends, socialize, get to know their lives better. So it's here in Moscow. I remember in the 90s when we invited many great lamas, geishas, masters. Many of them were very hesitant to come to Russia due to various reasons, which I will not go into. But now, I think now the attitude towards Russia in general is changing in a positive way. And now people are saying, let's go to Russia, let's go to Russia, we need to go to Russia. And as you can see that in the last few years, how many groups of monasteries, how many groups of monks have come to Russia. And that's wonderful that they are willing to come. It does help us to give a better understanding about Buddhism, the rituals, the art, the sacred art. And at the same time, we're able to accumulate merit by making an offering, making a donation. That will help in the long run these great monastic institutions for the further preservation of Buddha Dharma. Now, of course, I'm sure all of you are very familiar with the history of Tibet. And when I say the history of Tibet, I'm talking about in the last century, the 20th century, what Russia went through spiritually, the sufferings we have gone through, the destruction what we have gone through, what we have lost. We all have experienced the loss of this great heritage and knowledge and wisdom. Now we have that freedom of religion, consciousness, freedom of thought, freedom of speech, where our Dharma brothers and sisters in Tibet continue to suffer. We must never forget that. Every day in my prayers, I look towards Tibet. I visualize. I think about our brothers and sisters who continue to suffer, who continue to be arrested just because they want to pray. Those who continue to be arrested just for having a picture of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Those who are setting themselves on fire with one wish: long live the Dalai Lama. May our religion prevail. May our spirituality prevail. Now, when I talk about Tibet, many of you might think, this is too political. The issue between Tibet, Russia, China, this is a political issue. Yes, if you want to politicize it, it can become political. But, besides politics, what about the human values? Here we are talking about all sentient beings. May all sentient beings be happy. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and all forms of suffering. Are our Tibetan brothers and sisters not humans? A few days ago, in Kalmykia, we held the animal blessing ceremony. As well as in Moscow, there was held a blessing ceremony for the animals. We love our pets, we love our animals, we love our endangered species, etc., etc. But what about the endangered species and animals that exist in Tibet? Are they not living beings? Are they not worthy of our love, compassion, and most of all, our prayers? So, of course, we should never forget our spiritual brothers and sisters in Dharma, wherever it may be, not only in Tibet, but all over the world. In the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, how much violence is being created. Absolutely wrong. Unacceptable. So I truly believe that we all have a moral responsibility to at least send our positive thoughts, our prayers, to the people who don't have a voice, to the people who continue to suffer. We've been through it. At least we have some family members who have gone through such tragedy. We may not have experienced it directly, but I'm sure we have relatives, friends who have experienced it. So I think what I'm saying here is not political, it is more humanistic. So, of course, Russia is changing, and I truly believe it's changing for the better. There are challenges, but which country exists in this world that doesn't have any challenges? Which country exists that every citizen loves their political leader or spiritual leader? Nowhere. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm, politically speaking. But I truly believe that this is more of a moral authority, moral responsibility, and as well as a spiritual responsibility as well. So, I know the teachings have been going on for some time. I don't want to take much of your time. I know there's a great schedule, and that you will continue on for some time. Today being the last day of the teachings of Rinpoche. We don't know when he will come back again. We truly hope, and I, on behalf of all of you, if you allow me to re-invite Rinpoche back to Russia in the future, and hopefully that it was not with a long gap. Many of you are not aware that I was inviting Lama Rinpoche for many years. I came across Rinpoche at teachings, at some other religious events, and I kept asking, when are you coming to Russia? When are you coming to Russia? And there was never a yes, and there was never a no. There was always a laugh. Where, to the point where I started to get offended, that why is Russia so funny to me? Then many of you will know my nature. I'm very strict, I'm very optimistic, I'm very demanding, that I start writing nasty emails to his assistants. Why are you not putting him on the schedule? Are we not worthy of it? Don't we deserve the Dharma? We went through so much suffering. We're in the process of reviving. So, but anyway, over time, Rinpoche finally accepted to come. Then he came, and of course, he was scheduled to come last year. And when you have two Rinpoches trying to figure out a schedule, it can be very challenging, you know. If you're coming, I want you to be there. Okay, and me having responsibility of Shantilam of Kalmykia, as well as the representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which involves many traveling. Rinpoche also travels. So, we set a date, I think, for last year, that we exchanged some emails. It did not happen, right? Yeah, last year, right? Yeah, last year. We said April, then it was July, then it was October, then it was April, then we went back and forth. Then finally both of us said, it's not going to happen. So we planned for this year. Then again, this year was the same situation. April, October, September, October, went back and forth until I started to get a little bit agitated. But nevertheless, Rinpoche was also invited by the government of Arunachal Pradesh, which is a very small state in India, in the northern part, which was, of course, very important for Rinpoche to go, but, nevertheless, Rinpoche chose Russia. So we are very glad that he chose to come here, otherwise everything that we planned throughout this year would have fallen apart again. But nevertheless, we made this visit happen. We couldn't have done it without the wonderful support of the volunteers, the coordinators, and most of all, without the help of the FEMT Moscow and Save Tibet Foundation. So I'd like to thank all the individuals who are involved in making this wonderful event happen. On behalf of the Kalmyk Buddhists, I would like to thank Rinpoche for holding the money retreat in Kalmykia. I don't want to say that it was the first time held in Kalmykia, because I'm sure that such tradition and such ritual was performed before the revolution. I'm sure there was this unbroken lineage or tradition that was carried out for many decades and centuries. But like I said, in the 20th century, we went through a very dark period. We lost that tradition, but now we were able to revive it, and we hope that we will be able to continue this tradition. Without further delay, I want to sincerely wish His Holiness the Dalai Lama long life, and at the same time, I would like to thank His Holiness the Dalai Lama for his continuous prayers, continuous attention. I truly believe that within His Holiness's heart, there is always a special, extraordinary, soft spot for Russian Buddhists. And when I say Russian Buddhists, it's not just Buryatova Kalmyks, for all Russians. And we've been very lucky to get special access. We've been very lucky to be holding teachings for the Russian Buddhists since 2009, not only in India, but also in Riga, Latvia. This year, in May, the teachings for Russian Buddhists was held in Dharamsala. At that time, I personally mentioned to His Holiness the Dalai Lama that it is our last request for the teachings for the Russian Buddhists. Of course, His Holiness will continue to give public teachings. In a few days' time, I think next week, he'll be beginning teachings for Korean Buddhists, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Korean Buddhists. I, as a representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and as Shajanama of Kalmykia, it is very challenging for me because as Shajanama of Kalmykia, I have to work towards the interest of the Buddhists of Kalmykia, and as well as the Buddhists of Russia as well. That side of me wants to request His Holiness and insist that he continues. But at the same time, I, as a representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we have certain instructions. The instruction is to reduce the schedule, to reduce the amount of requests for interviews, to reduce the amount of requests for audiences, etc., etc. So therefore, as a representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, I have to respect and follow the orders. So therefore, as a representative of His Holiness, I mentioned to His Holiness that the teachings for Russian Buddhists earlier that was held this year would probably be the last one. And of course, I said that as a representative. As Shajanama of Kalmykia, I'm always ready to continue to request and insist. Right now, it's a little bit too early. Just earlier this month, during a public meeting, His Holiness mentioned that I'm getting healthier, I'm getting stronger. My, I forgot the name, but he's getting healthier, and I'm considering making a visit to Europe possibly next year. That was a very good news. As you all know, His Holiness stopped traveling since last year. He hasn't traveled abroad since Riga. I believe that was probably the last international trip he has made. Immediately the next day, I went to meet His Holiness Secretary, and I said, if by chance His Holiness is coming to Europe, I said, I demand. I didn't say I requested. I said, I demand. The first stop be Latvia, Riga, for the Russian Buddhists. So, hopefully we will have an opportunity to host His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and most importantly, to receive the precious teachings from the living Buddha himself. I truly look forward to this, and I truly request all of you to pray and accumulate good merit to make such teachings happen in the near future. While His Holiness is 84, for someone who is 84, his mind is very sharp. His Buddhista mind is always shining upon us. Physically, yes, there are some challenges, but I think most importantly, his spirit is very strong. And like I said, his bodhicitta mind is always flourishing for the sake of all of us who are hungry for Dharma, who are hungry for guidance, who need this wisdom in our daily lives. Thank you all very much. I personally want to thank all of you for your support, your wonderful friendship, most of all. I always see everybody not as disciples, not as students, but I always see everyone as friends and Dharma. I never labeled myself as a guru or a teacher. I always saw myself as a good friend. And I think in some ways, hopefully in some ways I was able to contribute something positive. Hopefully I made some positive impact in your lives, positive impacts. And so I want to thank you all. Sorry, that's so without further delay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And on behalf of everybody here and the Russian community, we wish you a very, very long life and happy birthday.
Oh.
And for the sake of auspiciousness of your success, the Islam Kshitigarbha statues, 3 different aspects.
Thank you, David.
So hopefully you will have help from Kshitigarbha as well.
Thank you, David. So I want to present Lama Rinpoche, as you all know. Back. And of course, very small, humble present. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
So today, Rinpoche's birthday, so
No, it's okay.
it's his birthday, so for all the Rinpoche's wishes to serve His Holiness and for teachers to the sentiments. That is one which can hope you, which can create. This is more for bringing success. And that is more vital for which is long life. So I would say, to live for many eons and due to all our needs, try to and also accounting, retirement, and also meditation prayers, so that needs which is for the wishes and serving the service and serving the sentence would say unbelievable kindness, that when I came first time here, well, many people came and then was very devoted. So I thought to do one day would be great. So to and then very kindly accepted. And so during this time, so any minute, you see they want to bring Dharma and the flight is made, which is all that, and then any minute with Bodhicitta, you see all that cause of enlightenment. So much in these 2 weeks, and so all that which is kindness. So everyone who left only doing one time or with kindness. So then into that I can hear the Lord, or as a possibility the teachings here, or your contemplative measures, which is with kindness. And thank you really. Not much believing in that. So thanks. Which is kindness. Well,
Спасибо большое. До встречи.
So we will recite term which is long life prayer. So everyone make a strong prayers and dedication for which is long life, and to fulfill all his falling wishes accordingly, swiftly.
Dāye dīvē
the